case, you'll have 20 minutes to make your presentation in front of the judges. If your presentation lasts under 18 minutes, you'll receive a 1-point penalty for every 30 seconds. If your presentation lasts under 15 minutes, your team will receive the score of 0 at the general ranking for this case. If after 20 minutes you have not completed the presentation, you'll be stopped to move on to the period of questions. At the end of the presentation, the judges will have 5 minutes to ask their questions. I remind the jury that it is mandatory to ask a minimum of 1 question during this period. If after 5 minutes you have not finished answering the question, you will be stopped. Throughout the presentation, I will indicate the remaining time using cardboards at 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds. I'll make my countdown using my fingers for the last 10 seconds. I remind you that it is prohibited to say the name of your university, and if you do, you will receive a penalty. I also remind the public that it is prohibited to use any electronic devices during the presentation, and that the public must stay quiet until the end of the question period. Before I begin, I would ask everyone in the room to turn off their cell phones or put them on mute so that we don't interrupt the presentation. I'll now ask the judges to present themselves, and after you'll be free to start the presentation.
Hi, I'm Saneva. I'm a digital marketing advisor at Finvest.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Falaveri, and I'm a marketing advisor at Finvest.
Hi, my name is Jean-François, and I'm operation manager at Fenêtre Initiatives.
We're back here too. Hi, I'm José Lachance, HR Director Canada for VF.
Hi, Charles-Olivier Tremblay, Marketing Manager at L'Oréal.
Hi, Jessica Drolet, Brand Manager at Procter & Gamble.
Let me talk to you a little bit about my friend Monica. Monica is embarking on a new journey. She just accepted her first full-time position after university. This said, she has now spare time, as we don't, still studying at university. She loves to scroll on her Instagram page and follow her favorite influencer that are a little bit ahead of her time. So this particular influencer, she's actually building her house. This said, she's showcasing in her stories the construction of her house, the different kitchen countertop that she prefers, and of course her windows. Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. My name is Véronique, mon nom est Véronique, and I'm here today with my colleagues Kathy and Erica, and today we will see how it is possible for you to effectively target Monica once she's ready to purchase a house, build a house, without alienating other types of customers. So today our agenda will be the following. So first off, we'll look at where you're currently now, and then we will see what kind of opportunity lays there, and then we will go on with the strategy that we think would be important to develop, and further on show you how it will be possible to implement this starting tomorrow and end up with a few key takeaways. So first off, when we're looking at your current situation, so recently you have acquired Les Fenêtres La Jeunesse. So what does this mean to you? Well, you have to do a new brand positioning and integrate it effectively into your company. When we continue, you are now an industry leader. So congratulations, you're 30 years of career and it's going really well for you. So we think that you could leverage that in order to tap the opportunity to expand into the Eastern market. And then lastly, we have changing trends. So as we know it, nowadays there's really a focus on sustainability and the environment. So we really believe that this means that you need to adapt your product offerings and promote to really tackle these new trends, those new consumer needs and preferences. So when we look at a perceptual map and analyze your current positioning, so Les Fenêtres La Jeunesse is quite more affordable and less quality than Fenplast, right? So when we talk about quality, we really mean soundproof, aesthetics, and also, most importantly, energy efficiency. So what we want to do is really bring Les Fenêtres La Jeunesse, leverage this opportunity they have with Fenplast in order to position them at the same price point, but offer this perception of a higher quality. I'll now pass it on to Kathy to talk about our target.
Thank you. So we'd like you to meet Monica. Now, while there may not be a picture next to this description, we're going to paint you a picture of who Monica is, what she values, and how Fenplast and La Jeunesse can cater to her. So Monica is in her early 30s. She has just gotten married to her high school boyfriend, and they're building their first house. She's super passionate about sustainability. She's tech savvy. She's always on social media and blogs, and she knows which house and home blogs that she loves to follow. She loves attending events, and she's always on the go, so she values convenience, and she's a little short on time sometimes. She's also has a passion for organic foods, and now that she has her own house, she's looking forward to building her own garden in the backyard so she can grow some of her own foods as well. She also does a lot of research before large purchases, both online and in-store, and this will definitely affect how La Jeunesse can reach Monica. So now I'll pass it on to Veronique to Erica for the decision criteria.
So basically, in evaluating our strategies, we wanted to look at a few things. So first of all, we wanted to create brand awareness. We definitely wanted to reach new target markets and also reach current target markets and potentially convert them to La Jeunesse. We also especially wanted to prevent alienating customer segments by not only focusing on these new, younger consumers, but also focusing on more experienced consumers, which still do account for about 50% of your customers. We also wanted to meet new trends, especially in terms of sustainability, and of course satisfy the marketing budget. So essentially, our opportunity statement is that by implementing our Smart View strategy, Femclass will be able to integrate Fenêtre La Jeunesse by incorporating a connective and interactive offering, creating a really strong in-store experience, and introducing an innovative marketing campaign in order to reposition the brand, increase brand awareness, and boost revenue by 91.7 to 272.7 million. And we'll get to how those numbers were calculated later. But basically what this means is that we want to create a full, not only online, but also in-store experience and really combine that with a marketing campaign to incorporate this new brand and reach new customers.
Okay, so now diving into our strategy. So our strategy has three components. The first one is our smart window. So this is really all about a connected and interactive offering that we want to portray for La Jeunesse by Femclass. Our second strategy is smart stores. So this is to strengthen the in-store experience. And lastly, smart marketing. So really attention-grabbing, innovative marketing campaign. So for Monica, well, it's really important to have an affordable product, but also know about it. So firstly, we want to rebrand the company. So we would call La Jeunesse by Femclass. So what this would do, it would bring the quality aspect of Femclass back to La Jeunesse. So having the same price point, but having this feel that the brand is supported by the home brand, which is more stronger in terms of product. Secondly, we really want to focus on this hybrid model. So really what this product is made of is PVC and also aluminum. So in our era of sustainability, we really feel that this is the future. So with aluminum, we know the great highlights of it. So it's 100% recyclable. You can recycle it to infinity compared to plastic. So we really think that focusing on these advantages and benefits would be more attractive for Monica. To continue, what we want to create is really a new way to purchase and enjoy the product. So we want to introduce to you to your new app. So this app will not only feature a picture that you can modify and apply your products to it, the Femclass windows or La Jeunesse windows, this app will actually incorporate virtual reality. So you will be able to interact with it in a live way with the product and really see how it could work for you. Furthermore, we want to bring this to a next level. So having the app, but also having a way to connect with it even further. So we want to partner up with Nest or another smart home device company to really display energy efficiency. So what this means is really we're partnering up and we're linking our app directly to our homes. So this way we can control our energy efficiency as well as what we're saving and our impact on the environment. So this is a great way to monitor and is really a great way to dive into the future.
So what does this mean for you? This means that this is a way for you to reach a more sustainably oriented customer in an efficient way that resonates with them. This also offers a more convenient product since so many customers have more connected devices in their homes, and it also builds on your existing brand value of convenience and accessibility. Next, it also offers meaningful customer engagement during the research process. For example, when Monica is looking to see what kind of window she might want for her next project, she can use this app to kind of see what the experience would be like and what she would want to go with. And then finally, La Jeunesse can take advantage of Fenplas's strong brand reputation by combining their efforts together. And then finally for Monica, this means that there's an increased convenience. She can use her existing smart home devices to envision how these windows would work and look. It's perfect if she's really sustainably oriented. It would help her really track in real time what her energy consumption is for the windows, and then also learn about how she can take advantage of superior quality customer service and the amazing installation service that Fenplast is known for.
So then in terms of financials, basically the logo redesign is going to be very minimal considering that you're just adding La Jeunesse by Fenplast, keeping the same logo. However, it does include letterheads and all of that kind of stuff. Then the app design, the VR adaptation, is more building upon a service you already have, so we don't expect it to cost very much. In addition, the Nest partnership would also cost an additional $50,000.
Okay, so diving into the second part of our strategy, which is smart stores. So with the first strategy, we really have this experience mostly at home. So what we want to do is bring this experience also in stores. So in stores, we want to change the display. So we want to portray also the family history you have. Like 30 years of family history is really important. So we would have a display of the window out there with the family history throughout the window, which we find is really important, especially to tap into the Eastern market. Secondly, we want to have those features for the virtual reality present in stores also, or the picture aspect. So there would be like this QR code that you could scan, and then you would see what it could do for your house, for example. To continue, as I was talking with the Eastern market, well, those are really tight communities, right? And they have values that are more towards family. So we really feel that we could trust mom and pop's shops and enter these stores instead of big boxes, for example, and really rely on word of mouth in order to promote our brand, La Jeunesse by Fenplast, into this area. Furthermore, by having those in-store displays and showing the connectivity that we will offer, this will also be attractive for contractors and also experienced buyers. So for example, when Monica makes her decision to purchase the actual windows, she might bring her mom, which is a little bit older. She's an experienced buyer, she has experience, and then she goes into stores and maybe she wants to hop on this connectivity journey that she was not necessarily used to. And furthermore, for contractors, well, it helps them evaluate the benefits that this connectivity, a smart home device, could also bring, let's say, for big projects like condos that we see a lot here in Montreal and that are really popular.
So what can these smart stores do for you? First of all, it can really elevate and strengthen the in-store experience. We also want to emphasize that in addition to having those displays in some of the more big box stores, especially in Quebec, we'd be also implementing an iPad where you can kind of see in real time like how that would look in your house. And this would be an important venue to still reach your customers, since this is still the point of purchase. So we definitely didn't want to alienate experienced buyers. And then this is also a way for you to connect with your new target market in Eastern Canada. This is a way to enter the market and emphasize the values of family, the values of history in store. And then finally, for our customers, for people like Monica, they can feel confident in Fenplast when consulting with in-store specialists and seeing the product both on the iPad and in person. And really, it's about trusting Fenplast and La Jeunesse. So Eastern Canadian consumers can get to know and identify with the brand, the family, discover the product in a more trustworthy environment, hence the mom and pop stores.
So in terms of financials, currently there are 80 points of sale. We think that in order to tap into the Eastern Canadian market, you definitely need to establish a strong retail presence with about 20 new points of sale. So that would lead to a total of 100 points of sale. Then you would have to pay for premium spaces in stores as well as new displays, which would total to about $120,000. And then in terms of reach, with 100 stores, averaging about 100 people per day, 365 days a year, approximately, that's about a 365,000 reach. 30% will be interested and 20% will have the intention to actually purchase. And then 5% people will be converted. So hopefully from these new in-store displays, really emphasizing family values, we'll get about 1,095 new customers.
So diving into the third part of our strategy, which is smart marketing. So we have this great product, this great connectivity, where we have it in stores as well, but we want to market it, right? So first off, we would start by updating the actual website to include the feature of VR. So let's say you open the website, you have this video sequencing of a house, but continuously changing the window that it has, the different colors, and etc., and promoting the platform that you can actually use at home, which is more convenient for you. Secondly, we want to continue to use keywords and Google Ads, which is a really great way to promote the brand. To continue, we want to participate in trade shows. So here in Montreal, we have the Salon de l'Habitation, which reaches a lot of contractors, so this is great for them. And then in the end, we really want to do like that influencer and blog partnership. So as I mentioned in the beginning, this was something that Monica was looking forward a lot, and it's very appealing to her, and it reaches a lot of people also. But the most important part of this strategy is really our urban garden. So what we want to do is showcase a quality and energy efficiency bubble present in, for example, La Place des Arts. So we could have this picture portrayed in a magazine of this winter, minus 20 degrees, but you have this bubble of Fenplast windows, La Jeunesse windows, where it's just green inside, it's heated up, and it keeps the warmth inside. So what this portrays is really the quality of the product, and it's in an area which is really populated, so people walk around it, it's really cool, it's really colorful, so we really believe that this would attract people. So we would showcase also this as a marketing campaign in magazines, in person, and it would also be easily shareable on social media.
So for you, this means it's an exciting, innovative way, especially with the urban gardens, to reach your customers both online and offline. It drives home the idea of high quality, as mentioned, and it also helps to build strong values associated with Fenplast to become associated with La Jeunesse as well, especially the value of quality. And then for customers like Monica, this is there for them when they need it. So when they're at the researching stage, those Google ads are there. When they're in person walking around Place des Arts, this is there for them as well. And even when they're at a testing out stage and they want to explore more on the website, this VR component is there for her as well. And then finally, these urban gardens are a way to delight customers like Monica, to really provide a source of inspiration, a proof of product quality right in front of her eyes. And after all, if this bubble can handle Montreal winter, it can handle anything.
So essentially, part of this plan is to continue with the Google Ads by keyword. So essentially, we think that that'll reach about 4,800 people and cost about $48,000. Additionally, the urban garden will be featured in full magazine pages, especially in like House and Home magazines, especially related to Quebec and Eastern Canada, and that will reach about 4,500 people. As well, in terms of trade shows, these are really essential for reaching contractors and people like that, and will lead to about 4,000 people. And then as well, in terms of the garden, conservatively, we estimate that about 5,000 people will pass by this garden per day. Obviously, the garden isn't exactly a proof that someone's going to buy something, but it's a good way to increase brand awareness, especially in such a high population dense area such as Montreal. And additionally, if the garden succeeds there, it could move to Quebec City or to different festivals. So in terms of revenue projections, we estimated that about 12,000 people will be reached using these new marketing campaigns. Additionally, conservatively, it's about $6,313 to actually fund doors and windows for a house. So conservatively, we think that about $91.7 million will be brought in by this. This includes the second line, which is pretty lucrative deals with contractors, which order a higher bulk amount of product. So essentially, right now, we want to start focusing on the branding, especially implementing the new name. Then in April, we plan to launch the virtual reality as well as the smart home part of the plan. Then in May, we really want to launch displays and try and enter the Eastern market a bit more, and also attend a lot of trade shows to try and get contractors thinking about it a bit more. And December, we're going to launch the campaign, and this is going to include in the future the Urban Garden in the Montreal winter, as well as the different campaigns. In total, this will cost about $400,000, which is under the marketing budget. However, it's important to have this leeway just to see what's more effective and maybe invest a bit more in that in the future.
So in terms of key takeaways, well, you had to conduct brand positioning, right, in order to integrate effectively La Jeunesse. So with the smart window strategy, well, you're now positioned as a high quality, affordable, connected, and sustainable brand. Furthermore, you have the opportunity to expand to the Eastern Canadian market. So with smart stores, you have great tailored displays, great marketing campaign, and it opens up the doors and windows for the future. And then lastly, you had to offer products that met the unique needs of customers. So with smart marketing, you're now opening up the doors or windows for the future. And basically what we see for the future for La Jeunesse is really moving up to those urban gardens, to those connected device, and with all that positioning, we really believe that La Jeunesse could be a leader in the future for it. So we thank you very much, and we now open up the floor for some questions, as well as in French. Thank you. Yes.
Can you show again the overall budget? I'm not sure, it's not updated here, so
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure I captured.
Our budget wasn't actually in the
But you
slides.
mentioned it was under the 500, so.
Right. So essentially, we're putting 120,000 in displays, and then 48,000 in Google Ads, as well as 9,000 in magazines, 3,200 in blogs. I don't think we wrote it here, but 40,000 in trade shows, as well as about 50,000 in the garden. So yeah, it's about 400,000.
We have an inspiration app. It's an app on the iPad that our representatives use in store. Do you see any synergies with the app that you're suggesting here?
Similarities, you mean?
Or synergies, or are you
Okay,
planning on using it, or?
So basically it would be an add-on to this inspiration app. So currently it's really all about the experience, right? So a picture is great, but if you can see it moving, we think it's better. So it would be really like, instead of having a picture that is fixed and then like uploading your picture and then like changing it and modifying it every time, we think that it would be really more easy and convenient for the consumer to just like move the iPad or his phone around and really see the products like tailored and moving and adapting directly. And it would also be more convenient to just switch up products and have this. So it would be like just an add-on to the current app, but making it more experiential and accessible for the consumer.
Which one of these ideas do you think will drive the most growth?
Personally, I think it would be the urban gardens. For example, if I were to see this like at Place des Arts in the middle of the Canadian winter, -20, I would find this a great idea, especially when we're seeing in the news stuff like it's going to cost twice as much in groceries and people want to go towards urban agriculture. So having this, oh, it's possible, and also translating it into a house aspect, so saying that the windows keep the heat, they're energy efficient. So we really believe that this would be a cool way to market it and generate growth.
Also, in the business-to-business segment, especially the trade shows and with the rise of condos in Montreal and all these big lucrative projects, it could be interesting for Venplace to really talk about their soundproof windows to block out city noise, and that could be a really interesting area for growth.
installs this garden, how long do you think we should be installed? How long should we keep it?
So our original idea was really to showcase these during events, like for example, there's Igloo Fest that attracts people of all different ages. There's also a carnival in places like Quebec City. Basically, it would be more like a buzz kind of campaign that's done maybe throughout a couple weekends of the event. Whenever there is the most kind of traffic in that area. If it's in a place like Place des Arts, it's not as much as an event as just when there's heavier foot traffic, but definitely in the months of January and February when the levels of snow are high, when it's really cold, and also before people are starting about thinking about doing renovations, which happens more in the spring or summer.
And I'm not sure how do you measure the return on investment for the urban garden?
Currently, we see the garden as more of a way to generate brand awareness and word of mouth. So conservatively, about 150,000 people will engage with the garden within the time that it's on display. And from there, we plan to implement that, and then our other marketing campaigns, which are a bit more rich in like two-way contact between Venplast and the customer. So the garden is really a way to get our name out there, but the other Google ads, magazines, and the trade shows is to really cement the idea that Venplast is the windows for the customer in their mind.
What's the timeline of the revenue projection? Is it by year or after? Because it seemed to be like a big increase.
Yeah.
Like doubling, double, triple.
It's technically over 1 to 5 years, so it really includes Venplast as well as La Jeunesse. So it's kind of a amalgamation of the two instead of really just focusing on one brand, because we kind of wanted to combine the two brands in a way that's meaningful so that we could kind of bounce off each other.
I'll have to end the presentation there. The 5 minutes we have for questions. Question period is up. So I'd just like to ask everyone in the public and the presenting